The shuttle broke through the cloud layer, and Commander James Harlow got his first real look at Kepler 7c. It was gray. All of it. Gray cracked stone, gray dust plains, gray sky pressing down like a bruise. No oceans. No green. No movement anywhere on the surface that their sensors had picked up in 6 weeks of orbital mapping. "Textbook dead world," said Dr. Marcus Webb from the co-pilot seat, already scribbling into his recorder. "Atmospheric collapse, roughly 400 million years ago. Whatever was here is long gone." Harlow said nothing. He watched the surface rush up to meet them and felt something he couldn't name, a quiet unease sitting behind his ribs like a splinter. They landed in a wide basin ringed by low cliffs. The team stepped out: Harlow, Webb, geologist Dr. Rita Navarro, and field engineer Corporal Dean Foster, boots crunching on ancient rock that had not heard a footstep in geological ages. Rita crouched and pressed her gloved fingers to the ground. The mineral composition is extraordinary. Crystalline structures, uniform spacing. This wasn't random geological formation. She looked up. "Something built this. Something built rock," Foster said. "Something shaped it," she corrected. "A very long time ago." Harlow scanned the cliffs with his visor. A shadow moved. He blinked. The cliffs were still. Webb found it half a kilometer east, a doorway. Not a cave, not erosion. A perfect rectangular entrance carved into the cliff face, edges still sharp despite 400 million years of wind. Inside, walls were covered in geometry, circles within circles, lines radiating outward, patterns that repeated with mathematical precision. "This is a language," Webb whispered. "Or a warning," Harlow said. The air inside was different. Warmer. Their instruments clocked it at 2.3 degrees above the surface temperature. A tiny number, but impossible on a dead world with no internal heat source. Rita pressed her scanner to the wall. The needle climbed. The wall was not cold stone. The wall had a pulse. Foster backed toward the entrance. "We should call this in and leave. Right now." "We're not leaving," Harlow said quietly. He stepped deeper into the corridor. The patterns on the walls began to glow, faint amber, like embers beneath ash. The pulse grew stronger. Not threatening. Rhythmic. Almost like breathing. Then the voice came. Not through their earpieces. Not a sound. It arrived inside their minds the way a memory does, sudden and complete. "You took 400 million years. We had begun to doubt you would come." Webb grabbed Harlow's arm. "Did you?" "Yes," Harlow said. In the hours that followed, the intelligence, ancient, patient, vast, communicated in fragments that assembled like a puzzle. It was not alive in flesh. It had shed flesh long ago, choosing instead to encode itself into the crystalline lattice of the planet's bedrock. Every cliff, every basin, every grain of gray dust was a neuron in a mind that spanned a world. It had survived atmospheric collapse by going still, by slowing thought to one cycle per decade. Waiting. For what? Harlow asked without speaking. For the ones who climb out of their gravity well and look outward, it answered. They are always worth waking for. Foster sat on the corridor floor, hands shaking, recording everything on his wrist unit. Rita was cross-legged against the wall, pressing both palms flat, tears running freely behind her visor. Webb was laughing softly, the way people laugh when something is too enormous for any other response. And Harlow stood in the center of that ancient chamber on a world declared dead by every instrument humanity had ever built. And he felt the species' pride that no mission briefing had ever prepared him for. They had come. 400 million years after this mind went to sleep, human beings had crossed the dark and knocked on the right door. He straightened. We have a lot to learn from each other, he said aloud. The walls glowed a little warmer. Yes, the world agreed. We have been patient. But then again, so have you.